Hey everybody, this is Pastor Dustin recording for TeamNerdChurch.com. Click the link, no matter what you think. I am loading up the same list again for a little bit more testing, and we'll see if we discover anything new and interesting. I'm still waiting on the spoilers to come out to see if there's anything for my deck. There's not a whole lot that I can do past this point other than mulligan. I don't think there's a whole lot that I can do with the deck past this point. I'm pretty happy with where it is. I'm still a floundering mess when it comes to the sideboard, but a little bit of that's just going to depend on what the metagame is here in like a month. So we'll see what it does. And again, if you do have any sideboard recommendations, let me know. Won a game yesterday that I wasn't recording. It was a mirror match, not this exact version. Let's see, did I win the roll here? Yeah, I did. Okay. It was just like the boss sly match, and it was just this hysterical mirror match where like every game was over by turn 3. Like idle on, burn, 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 done. And the card that allowed me to win that matchup, because I went to game 3, was Scouring Sands, because all of his guys had 1 toughness. So it could just wipe his side of the board and then get through with, whatever my 3-drop was. So I'm pretty happy about Scouring Sands just as a general concept. It seemed to pull an awful lot of weight in a game that otherwise is kind of a coin flip. A very quick coin flip at that. Alright, so we'll start with the Eidolon, my favorite 2-drop. If I can get another 2-drop in here, that would make me pretty happy. Especially if I could get a double red 2-drop. There was a card that was out in the last standard. It was double red. It had haste and first strike, I think. And some sort of like marginal ability about flashing cards back from graveyards. Okay, so there we go. There's the 1-for-1, and I still get a free shock on him, which is why I like that card so much. It also gets the lightning strike out of his hand, so I can mize a mountain off the top and slam a prophetic flame speaker. So here comes the mize. The mize right there. 21 lands, called it. Alright, so get the flame speaker. Should he have another bolt, I have another flame speaker. And then after that, if he's got the 3rd removal spell, then I just sit on breakthrough line and wait to draw another creature. Alright, so we've got a Jeskai. All signs point to that. He takes a look. I don't know if he's going to have it or not. Well, he's thinking. He bottoms. Alright, good. So he does have a red open, so he could have another lightning strike. Magma Jet won't do it. That's the other thing that I'm hoping for when the next set comes out. I'm hoping that I'll be able to have a metagame where I'll be able to use Magma Jet well. Here's one of these important decisions where it's like, do you play Dragon Mantle and swing to push through an extra 4 damage? Or do you just swing and leave mana open so you can play stuff? And I think I'm still early enough on to where I want to be developing a board state. So I'm just going to swing in with completely open mana. Okay, that was a correct decision since he had the lightning strike. So go to the second main and replace the flame speaker. Let's see now if he has another removal spell. He does have 6 cards, so 2 lightning strikes out of the hand does not necessarily mean that we're over. If he taps out, that makes me more likely to want to slam the Dragon Mantle and just pump a whole bunch into it. He does not. He leaves all 4 of those open. So we're probably walking into a trap here. He could have 1/1 tokens, and if he does, then they just kind of fog it, unless I were to put a Dragon Mantle down first. I think I'm willing to put down the Dragon Mantle. And the reason that I'm okay on putting down the Dragon Mantle is that it leaves me some pump mana in case he's going to try to fog something. All 4. Takes a point for Stoke. Alright. Well, he gets me on the 2-for-1 with the Stoke. Let's see, I'll just play a mountain and break through the line. So now all my creatures are pretty live, and I've got my own Stoke. Not up this turn, but any turn after that. So he'll probably start playing a threat at this point, because he probably assumes that he's answered all of my threats, which he has. Anyway, so the reason that I played that out like that is that if he had the tokens to try to fog it, I could push through a little bit and still have 2 mana up to be able to play a reasonable amount of things on my deck. If he didn't have anything, then I'd get 2 choices, and I could play that extra mountain and have a choice of pretty much anything in my deck. I also didn't play the mountain pre-combat because there was nothing that I could be playing in the middle of combat that I would need that extra mountain for. So it would be better to grab one off the top and have the extra mountain in my hand. Yeah, I either could hold the Stoke or play the Breakthrough line. He doesn't seem to have anything that's that big of a threat, and my life total is still at 20. So rather than hold the man up for Stoke, I'm going to play that extra Breakthrough line for one main reason, which is Devotion. And the second one is just in case he has some sort of enchantment removal. Then I've got a backup break. Alright, so he's all the way up at 17. So this is one of those things that would normally be an extremely losing battle for Boss Sly. But this deck has still got some hope holding out. Alright. So he's got 4 cards as potential answers to my mountain. Lovely. Okay, I'm passing it back over to him. I do now have the Stoke the Flames up. Oh, he had to turn something. What's he got? That one's going to be hard to deal with. He has a full mitt and is now probably gone into control lockdown mode. So I have a Stoke the Flames versus a full hand and good mana. If I get out of this one alive... Alright. Another Breakthrough line. Okay, well that's frustrating. I will play it just for the Devotion. There aren't a lot of dead draws. Mountains are dead. Well, not completely dead, but I'd prefer not to have them draws at the moment. That last Breakthrough line is not particularly exciting. But if I manage to get a Hammer of Perforos, then all of these mountains become live very quickly. I assume with the blue mana that he's got, that yeah, that one's also not a particularly great draw, that I'm going to be fighting through some counter spells. And so my first couple of threats are probably not going to stick. So we'll see what he's got here. This is a Jeskai control build. Jace's Ingenuities, Lightning Strikes, and Stoke the Flame. So all I've seen right now is Draw Burn. Alright, so he's going out for the threat. Just 4. Perilous Vault. Yeah, Perilous Vault's one of the reasons that I should have held at least one of these Breakthrough lines. Okay, so I do get a Swift Spear. So let's find out if it hits. He does have enough to exile. So I am probably going to see some sort of answer. He might, if he lets it hit, at least to get my card out of it. See, Perilous Vault's in response. Yeah, okay. That's exile, right? Yeah. So all that stuff is exiled, making it even harder. I'm still going to fight. I've still got 20 life left. He does have 5 cards up on me, though. Alright, let's get some threats off the top. Another Stoke. Alright, well, I'm holding it up as an answer. And there's a chance that I can just actually draw him at full burn. It's going to be awfully hard with him at 17. Let's see, have I used any of my burn yet? I have not. So if I draw all my Stokes, that's 16 points. And then a couple of Lightning Strikes on top of that. Ooh, that one's going to be hard to deal with. I can't really burn that out. So I think that he has landed the threat that is ultimately going to be the end of me. Alright, so if he gets the land, then he gets to draw it for free. And non-land cards hit me for 3. Especially with not having hate. Okay, yeah, that's just going to make sure work with me. Game 2. So, concede that one. And for a little bit grindier of a game, so we'll bring in another hammer. Outpost siege. I think that that's about it as far as what we want to bring out. I mean, we could bring in more marauders since he's got a lot of removal. I think we'll do that. I'm going to get a higher creature count. I think that the Stokes are probably not as good as they could be. I think maybe just removal in general is not as good as it could be, since he doesn't have a whole lot to remove. So I'm going to take out the lightning strikes as well. I know that I'm setting myself up for 2-for-1s as far as the Dragon Mantles and the Thunders might go, but they are so good when they manage to hit that if I can even just get one shot in with them, then it's often worth it, especially with the late Thunder Smites. So we're going to try it like this, take out the removal, put in some later game stuff. Fated Conflagration was kind of an option. Maybe I should have put that one in over another Lightning Strike. We'll see if I get to a game 3. Okay, well this is very aggressive and keepable. Alright, so we'll start off with a Fire Drinker. And the next turn I'll go Swift Spear into Dragon Mantle and attack for 4. Alright, Scarland. And then after that, it's just waiting for extra gas because my hand will be completely played out by turn 3. Looking at it like this. Actually, I'll have one extra card because of the Dragon Mantle. Okay. Oh, I got a hammer. Good. That gives me something to do with that extra mana. So, Swift Spear. And Dragon Mantle. I guess, which of the two? Put it over here, why not? I think that this is the less valuable of the two, though it could be wrong in a matchup without a whole lot of blockers. Alright, now did I draw? I don't think that I drew. Okay. Now if he's got a lightning bolt, my life total doesn't really matter that much. He either turns the corner or he doesn't. I think I actually want to put the Dragon Mantle on the Swift Spear. For those turns when I don't have any kind of spells, I can go through on the Swift Spear with the less valuable creature, whereas a turn without spells, yeah, okay. So either way, that would have taken something down. So this next turn, I can hammer. Oh, there's another Swift Spear. That's a tough choice. I think I hold the hammer back so that I get a double trigger next turn. So we'll just play out the Satyr. Swift Spear this way. Yeah, it seems like it's 6 one way, half a dozen the other. Because if I would have played it out where I had the Dragon Mantle on a Swift Spear, then this turn I would have gotten in for 1 more damage. But next turn with the hammer, I'll also get in for 1 more damage. So it seems like pretty much a wash. Now, it is worth considering because in these matchups, 1 point of damage really can be the difference. Unless something goes very wrong like it did last game, you're always going to have them at some sort of low life total. Okay, so he bottoms, and he probably has some sort of lightning bolt up. Alright, I get a Swift Spear. So that means my entire hand is now coming out. Got the Swift Spear. Just stack these guys about it. Being honest. Okay, hammer. Bunch of 2/3s and a 2/1. So that's 2, 4, 6, 8 damage coming at you. With a couple of golems after that. Okay. Well, I feel pretty good about this game now that those hit. If he has Anger of the Gods, it is painful but not too painful, because then I can get him down to 3. And then he has to have an answer both for that creature, as well as the next one coming. Now I only have 4 represented, so a spell off the top would help me out. Okay, well that is a spell. So, I guess I had more than that represented because I could double pump the Satyr. Okay, so we get the triggers there. Now I have 8 represented, so he has to kill 2 of my guys. Alright, so we move to game 3. So I will move that, where is he? That Faded Conflagration in. Take out a Lightning Strike. It's more likely that this kills a Planeswalker than that this steals the final 3, I suppose. Bit of a toss-up. Big difference in this game is that he gets to play. Okay, I've got a couple of turn 2s. I'll go Eidolon into Rabblemaster into Marauder Lightning Strike. That's what this hand looks like. Alright, I get the benefit of my opponent being on 6. While he is mulling that over, I'll pause. Oh, he kept. No pun necessary. Go for it, Red. If you guys wonder why I say that, it's from the Connect 4 commercials. Yeah, go for it, Red. Go for it, Black. Get off my back. Connect 4. So, it's not because you're playing a red deck. I just remember that commercial fondly. Alright, so he bottoms. And let's see. I'm happy with pretty much any draw at this point. Can't think of anything in my deck that I would be disappointed to see off the top, which is a nice place to be. I think ideally I'd like a 1-drop just for some more action. Breakthrough line's fine. Okay. So we'll send it over his way. The Eidolon is a nice start, especially when you're not worried about your own life total. Right, so he gets to scry again. He'll untap with some sort of lightning bolt. Let's see. If I'm worried about a lightning bolt, I might not play Rabblemaster out on 3. Okay, well now I've got mana to do everything I could ever want. That Eidolon out there and pass the turn. So next turn, if I draw a 1-drop, I might go like Marauder 1-drop, hoping to bait the removal spell out of him and then get to the Rabblemaster. Could even go break through the line 1-drop so that Rabblemaster comes out hasty. Lightning Strike. Alright, cool. Alright, he's already taken the damage. He knows the drill. Alright, so now I get another Rabblemaster. That was a nice draw. I get Rabblemaster on a tapped out board. So let's create the first token of the matchup. Alright, so get him for at least 1. And then he'll probably deal with it this turn, but he'll possibly tap out to deal with it. And then I get another Rabblemaster on its back. Wish that I had that breakthrough line out, but you can't win them all. Alright, what are we going to see? Anger? Banishing Light. That's fine. Okay. And I've got a live conflagration. Alright, so I've got a little bit of late game. I am just stranding a mana if I play the Rabblemaster, but it's such a good play that I think that it's correct to strand the mana. There we go. Alright, next turn, if I'm unfortunate enough to draw a land, I at least get a Hasty Marauder. Alright, is he getting his God out? It's God mana, end hostilities. Okay. Well, I got a couple of shots in. Alright, so I draw the 5th land, which I've got things to do with. Get that Marauder out there, turn him into a recursive lightning bolt. Send it his way. Alright, so with the Lightning Strike, I've got him at a virtual 10. So, kind of have him on a 4-turn clock at the moment. Uh-oh. 6 mana? Elspeth. Okay. Well, he's got a bunch of little tokens, but I've got the Conflagration. If he wants to double... Oh, actually, I can Conflagrate and make this unblockable. So the tokens aren't actually that big of a deal right now. That's nice. Okay. So we're going to sideboard our way around Elspeth. Alright, so first things first, kill the Elspeth. Take a peek into our future. Oops. Why did I do that? Just a misclick. Okay, Outpost Siege seems pretty good at this point. So I'm going to bottom and then leave the other one on top. Let's see. Push some damage. Okay, so next turn I can Outpost Siege as well as push that through the line. And then after that, it's just going to be a question of will his top decks and superior card quality be able to take down my having him at 10 life and getting double the cards. So it's not really a consideration to set this on dragons quite yet. So we'll start off with this guy on cons. Okay. Oh, dissolved. Alright, well, guess I should have seen that one coming. Got a little overly optimistic. Okay. So I get a dissolve out of his hand. I've got him on a, let's see, 3-turn clock? 2-turn clock. I've got him on a 2-turn clock. 5. Well, if he doesn't do anything, then I actually have him next turn, because I've got 3 here, 2 here, and another 3 here. Because these 2 are for the Lightning Strike, that's for the Fire Drinker, that's to give him haste, that's to give the Borderland Marauder haste. So the best possible thing that can happen here is that he like taps out for an Elspeth or something. Nope. Thought about it, changed his mind. It's coming in first, which means that he's about to Wrath the board. And a Wrath is not the worst thing. Oh, Elspeth, that is the best thing. That is game. Okay, so you get to watch me go through the motions here, but I just won the 3rd game. After this, there's going to be a service, which is actually one of the scriptures that we just went over in Nerd Church like 2 or 3 weeks ago that everybody found really confusing, that I preached on in church. So if you still are wondering about that, it's there. If you watch these and you aren't like live in Ashtabula, we meet every week for a Bible study. So sorry you can't be part of those. Glad you watched the videos. But if you are one of that group, then you get to see it. And if you're not, you still get to see it. You just won't know about us being confused beforehand. So, let's get the Satyr out there. Satyr. Make both of them unblockable. There's nothing that he has that has Convoke that's all white, right? There's not a card like that in Standard that I'm just forgetting about. There is a card like that in Standard. He could tap 3 guys to make me sack an attacker. So this is not like guaranteed done, but it's probably guaranteed done. If he does that, then he would make me sack this guy. I'd still get him for 2. I always forget to tell people if I'm attacking their Planeswalker on here. Okay. So I did, in fact, get him. And it's funny, this was my only Lightning Strike, and it was not supposed to be a very good card in this matchup. So anyway, this has been Pastor Dustin recording for TeamNerdChurch.com. I'll see you guys around. Have a good one.